Good afternoon, everyone from Southeast Asia, wherever you are in the world. It's just about 3 minutes away from the London opening, and we're looking at gold on the 15-minute chart. The M15, as you can see here, XAU USD 15, and this is the start of the day here. We had a big gap up, and then it continued to move up, and Tokyo session opened, and then it moved down a little bit. Hey, Raj, here you are again. Good to see you, buddy. So just review, I'm not going to be here for long. I don't generally pay too much attention to the London session, but I like to have a look at the chart and reanalyze things before I start getting in the mindset for the New York session. So just to review, what we had was a big gap up, and then we had the Tokyo session, pushed it down, and then finally it did start to move up. I got in a little bit early over here on this candle, and that was okay. I had my stop loss down here, and then it moved up and got into good profit, and then it started to kind of fizzle out. None of these are really very big momentum candles, so there wasn't really too much action today in the Asian market. So I got out right in here somewhere with a good profit for the day, happy with that. And then I went to the gym, and I come back and I say, oh, we're starting to go the opposite direction now. Very small candles, very gradual decline, and it looks like, oh my God, are we turning bearish? Are we turning bearish on gold? No, don't worry about that. It's not, gold is not bearish. Gold is bullish. But let's just look at the 4-hour chart right quick. And it's very interesting that you can see here we've been in a range. We've been in a sideways range ever since that big downfall when it fell off the cliff at the end of January. Then we've seen this sideways movement for about almost, well, 2 weeks for sure, more than 10 trading days. And now we've broken out. So, it won't stay in that range forever. It has to break out. And now we're starting to see it break out and start to move to higher prices. And gold is bullish on the 4-hour chart, and it's bullish on the day chart. I don't know if you could hear that motorcycle in the background. I hope not. Boy, that was loud. So let me go back to the 15-minute chart. That's what we've been waiting for, is this breakout above out of that sideways movement. And now it's happening. It started to happen. And here we are on the 15-minute chart for gold. Now this is my Asia trading chart. I use this. I use the trend lines. I got my upward trend line, my downward trend line, and I use this for trading the Asia market. And I had a good profit today in a couple of trades. This is not the chart that I use for trading the New York session. I'll just show you that one. And here we go. This is the chart I use to get ready for my New York session. And I have mapped out the Asia session. Now you see this first candle. This is London opening. And I have mapped out the Asia session here. I've got it in a block. This is the Asia low, the Asia high. As you can see over here, the Asia low, Asia high. And this yellow line, this is the previous day high from Friday. So they're pretty close together there. So now coming back in the London session to kind of reanalyze what's going on with the market today, you look at this and you say, well, I need to start selling. Mm, well, I did actually go short when it broke below this support line. Okay. I did go short. I'm still holding that trade, a very small trade, because gold is bullish. I look for an opportunity to buy. And when it turns around, then I'll be taking a bigger lot size. I just took a small trade because I have an idea. My analysis is the following. Okay, let me just share this with you. This is my analysis. Gold is going to continue down to this previous day high or even the Asia low, and perhaps a little bit below that, because this is where the liquidity pool is. If you look back at Friday, everybody is buying on Friday. Buy, 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 buy. So where are they putting their stop losses? They're putting their stop losses below the high of Friday. Okay. They got there's pending orders there. This is what we call the liquidity pool. Around this Asia low and the previous day high. That's the liquidity pool. Now the institutions, the central banks and the hedge fund managers, all the big guys, they want to push gold to higher prices. You better believe it. They want to push gold to higher prices. But we need to have more, they need to have more liquidity to be able to do that. And so what we're going to see is gold continue to drop down here. It might not do it in the London session, but for sure in the New York session, you'll see a liquidity sweep. It'll come down here, wipe out all the stop losses, all the pending orders, and then the real move will start to higher prices. That's exactly what happened on Friday when New York opened. And it's getting set up to do exactly the same thing. But you just have to be patient, sit on your hands, and wait for it to play out. And that's what I'm doing. So that's my analysis, and that's what I'm expecting to see. And that's the way it's playing out so far. So I have a short trade from about an hour and a half ago when it broke support. And I'm going to hold that small short trade until we get down here, maybe even hold it till the New York session, till it takes out this liquidity. In fact, I have my take profit, I think, right on the previous day high. I've got to take profit down here somewhere, so I don't even need to be watching the chart. And then when New York opens, over in here, when New York opens, then we might see a bigger liquidity sweep down to slightly lower prices. And then you give it about 30 minutes or an hour, and then the real move will start to higher prices. Now, you might not see it that way. That's the way I see it. And that's the reason I have this special chart that's marked up with the previous day high, the Asian low, the Asian high, and support and resistance. This is the chart I use to trade the New York session. I usually don't take any trades during the London session, but I just took one earlier during the Asia session after it broke this support level because another analysis uh, showing me what the price is telling me what it's doing. Okay, the price is telling me what it's going to do, and it's just so clear. It's so clear where it's going. I don't ask myself where is the price going. I ask myself where does the market need to go to collect liquidity, and it needs to go right here, and it will. It will surprise you how many times it does that. That's how the institutions and the big banks and the central banks and the hedge fund managers, that's how they trade because they have the resources to do that. And then all of us retail traders, we get trapped in these kind of moves typically, unless you understand how institutions trade, then you can avoid those traps. Oh yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I was going to ask you about that, Raj. Yeah, you um, go back over to my chart. I don't know what price you bought at. You said you were holding from Friday. I don't know what price you got in at, but it depends where it was. I hope you were able to go ahead and get out of that one, and then you can get back in later today in the New York session. But you did have a trade in the Asian session. You took an extra trade, you told me. So you probably got, well, you said trailed out. Okay, that's good. You had a trailing stop. That's good. Now we see a little bit of movement up, but don't worry about that. London is very uh, well known for just manipulating the price up and down throughout the session. This is the accumulation session, Asia, and then this is now we're in the London session, which is the manipulation session, and then the New York session is the expansion session, when the real move starts. Sometimes you can get a liquidity sweep in the London market. Sometimes. And don't worry, it doesn't look like it's very far away. It's not very far away. It doesn't matter how far away it is. Gold can go down there. It doesn't matter how far it needs to go, and it will. At least that's my analysis. Of course, it might not play out that way, but I've seen it so many times, and it certainly did play out that way on Friday. That's how the institutions love to trade. Oh yeah, I got some good profit on that my trade this morning in the Asian market. The only thing was I got in a little bit too early. I saw this. I was watching on the 1 minute chart, and it came down here and then had a rejection. It had actually quite a big wick. So I got in. I got in a little bit too early. I should have waited a little bit, but that was okay. I could have. If I hadn't have gone long here, I could have gone long here, and it would have been even better profit. But it was still good. Still good. All good. I just think I'm still thinking about you went long on Friday, Raj, and you were holding that one. And even just the gap up that we had today, that would have paid off that holding Friday very, very well, even if you had just closed it after that gap up. Oh, we got a few people watching now. Yeah, if you're new here, let me know where you're watching from. I just do these short sessions in the London session because I don't trade during this time, but I do kind of reanalyze things and see what I can kind of expect for the New York session. I will definitely be here in the New York session. I don't come in till Wall Street opens, which is 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time or 9:30 p.m. Indochina time. I will definitely be here. But I just look at this London session to kind of reanalyze things and see what the price is telling me it's going to do, and it's painting a pretty clear picture right now of where it's headed. I know where it needs to go. I know where the market needs to go to get the liquidity that it needs to go to higher prices, and that's down here at this liquidity pool. Oh, you'll try and wake up. Okay. Let's see. At 9:30, that'll be. I think that's 1:30 a.m. in Sydney. Hey, Sharon, here you go from Nepal. We got people from all over the world now watching. Good to see you, Sharad. Surprised you caught me on YouTube because I forgot to post this in the Telegram group. I should go up there and post that now. Yeah, there we go. I forget to do that sometimes. Oh, New Zealand. So it's even, it would be even later over there, I think. So that would mean about, I don't know what time it would be for you when Wall Street opens. What time is it there when Wall Street opens, Raj? It's going to be what, 2:30 in the morning or something? So, Sharon, are you sitting in the restaurant right now? So you came in a little bit late, 3:30. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Wow. No way in the world I could get up at 3:30. I struggle to get up at 6:30. So Sharon, if you're still there, I was just analyzing. This is the chart I use for the London and New York session. And what I see is happening here, the price, what it's telling me it's going to do, is that we're going to come down here and make a liquidity grab. And then in the New York session, go up to higher prices because gold is bullish. Bullish on the H4 chart, the day chart. Gold is bullish. But for the institutions to be able to push it to higher prices, they need liquidity. And that all that liquidity is down here in the liquidity pool, below the Asia low, below the previous day high from Friday. So it might not happen in the London session. We might just kind of fizzle around here and go sideways. But then in the New York session, you can guarantee it's going to come down here and wipe out these stop losses, these pending orders, and then we're likely to see higher prices during the New York session. Not much happening at all with this first 15-minute candle on London. But looking back at this Asian session here this morning, I think we were playing this right, to go long. Okay, it turned against us, but sometimes you can see that the Asian market will start to be bullish and then just keep going and not even look back. So we cannot predict the market. It doesn't, there's no guarantee that it's going to do the same thing every day. It won't do that. So what we can do is, like I did this morning, just go long, and then I see that it's not working out. Just close the trade with profit, and you protect your trade with a stop loss. And now we can see after half the day is gone, the Asian session is finished. We can see this is playing out a little bit differently than what it looked like this morning. Hey, Howard, good to see you here, buddy. You were very quiet in the Asian session. Okay, Sharad, you're at home. All right. I know it's warming up over there in Kathmandu. I check the temperature every day. I finally got over my cold just a couple of days ago. It took me 2 weeks to get over that cold that I got from that trip up to the cable car, up to the highest point in Kathmandu, 2,550 meters. That was a great, great day, but it was cold. That that breeze that you talked about was just really, really chilly. Well, okay. Sharad says it's good to look for sell opportunities. Well, back here when we broke below this support line, I went short, and I'm holding on to that trade. Okay, I'm going to hold on to that trade, and I have my take profit at this previous day high from yesterday. So I'm just holding that trade until we come down here to this area here. I don't think it will execute in the London session, but it might. But for sure, I think in the New York session, we'll see this will come down and take out the previous day high and probably the Asia low. So yeah, if you want to do some scalping, I believe we're going to continue to see some short moves until we get to the New York session. And then we're likely to see a big liquidity sweep and then rocket up to higher prices, maybe up to 5,200, 5,200 during the New York session today. There's no high impact news. We don't have anything to worry about there with the news. Yeah, if you're watching and you haven't been here before, let me know where you're watching from. If you got any questions or inquiries, let me know. Leave comments in here. I love to hear you chat. Do you have a trade open at the moment? Anybody? I just told you I've got a trade open. I have a short trade open, and it's in profit now. I went short just when we broke the support line here about an hour and a half ago, and I'm going to hold that. But then I'm expecting in the New York session to see higher prices. I have my take profit down here at this previous day high. Let me double check that and see. My take profits at my take profits at 5108 and 5108. Yeah, at the previous day high, 5108. Although it might go lower than that, but that's going to be fine with me. It'll be good profit. It's already in profit now. Does anybody else have a trade open? Oh, I just looked back at MT5. That's in really good profit already. Anybody else have a trade open? And I'll just say again, as I always do, if you want to contact me directly, you have any inquiries about forex or trading or anything at all, you can message me on Telegram. My ID is at RickRayFX. And if you're new to trading, check out my website, rickrayfx.com. Lots of information there about trading, about prop firms, about robots, tree indicators, rickrayfx.com. Well, it's a very boring London session so far. Two small candles here. I'm going to hang in here for a few more minutes. Like I said, this is just meant to be a brief um, reanalyzation of the chart and see what we can expect for the rest of the day. And I will come back in the New York session, and that's when I can make one of my best trades. I really like trading the New York opening now and using this specific chart here. This is my New York session chart where I can see where the liquidity pool is. I see where the market needs to go get the liquidity to grab those orders, and then I take a trade in the opposite direction. Oh, it works out so well. And we're going down a little bit more. Okay, Roger, just sitting and waiting. Well, after I close off this live session, I'm not going to be looking at the chart until later today. I'll be waiting for New York to open. Look at the charts too much and it just kind of makes you crazy. Plays on your head. I really don't think there's going to be much happening in the London session. Of course, you never know, but I don't usually take trades in the London session. So I don't have my support level. Let me put my support level back in the chart. I don't think I have that one showing. No. Let me put that one back in there. See where our support level is. Support 1. There we go. Where is that? Oh, that's way down there. It's at 5024. I don't think we'll be headed down that direction. No. The only place the market needs to go, oh, now it's moving. Hey, Sherrod, did you go short? Now it's moving. It could be the London. Sometimes they will take out and go head down and grab this liquidity pool. Sometimes you see that. Usually it's mostly the New York opening, but they're headed that direction. And this morning when we were watching these big green candles, we would have never guessed that just a few hours later it would be where it is now. But when you look at the big picture and you understand how institutions trade, it all makes sense. It all makes sense. In fact, okay, well, it's still going down. And I believe we'll be going down to this level here. This is where the liquidity pool is, and that's where the market needs to go to get liquidity to move to higher prices. So I'm still holding my short from back here. Now, I don't know if this analysis that I just shared with you today makes any sense to you or not. If it does, let me know. If it doesn't, let me know. If you agree with it, let me know. If you don't agree with it, let me know. I've actually started teaching a course on liquidity graphs and how to get set up for them, how you can be prepared for them, how to watch for them, and how to trade them. I've just put together a slide presentation. It's about 40 slides, and I've just started teaching that. I've got a student in Chicago, and we have live Zoom sessions. I just checked my MT5. Oh, that's a really good profit already. Wow, and it's closing in on my TP. Excellent. What did I have today? I lost on that one. Okay. Okay. Looking good, looking good. No top wick on that 15-minute candle. Yeah. And it just keeps going down. Keeps going down. We know where it's going. We know where it needs to go to collect the orders from the liquidity pool. It's not really rocket science. As long as you understand how the big players
Hey,
move the market. It's not random. It's intentional. There is a psychology behind it. And in other words, you could say the market is designed to take your money. Unless you understand how the market works, it will take your money. Wow, that's a nice big momentum candle there. Yeah, love that. So this was a good move I took short here when it broke the support level. It paid off very well. Even though it was a small trade, it's still good profit. I mean, how many pips is that already? From here down to here is, oh, really 260 pips. Wow. Doesn't look like much, but 260 pips. One trade, if I'd have traded one lot, that was $2,600. But I didn't trade one lot. Oh, look at that. Just continuing downward movement. Who would have thought? Over here, oh, buy, buy, buy. And look at this now. From 51.76 down to 51.21. It's dropped over $50 just today. Fash Lily, Fash Lily. Where are you watching from? I don't think I've seen you comment before. Now that is strange. And getting a bit of a pullback here. And let's see if I have. I don't think I have. No. I was going to see if I have a moving average on this chart, but I don't. Well, some buyers coming in. Oh, okay. You're watching everything, eh, Raj? ICT, FVG. Oh my God. I try to keep it simple. I don't think the buyers will be very strong, though. We'll just see. But anyway, I've been here longer than I anticipated, so I'm going to start to sign off. And thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to click that like button. I do appreciate it. It does help the channel. And I do appreciate everybody for showing up. And I will be back here in the New York session. And that is exactly 6 hours from now. So it seems I'm coming live every 6 hours. You're welcome, Raj. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day of trading wherever you are in the world. I'll see you again next time.